Today's class is going to be a strong flow, some arm balances. Start off seated, interlace your fingers and turn your palms forward. Raise your arms up and overhead. As you reach up, try to lift up through your lower back. So notice if the lower back is sinking back. So lift up through the lower back, then lift side chest, turn your palms to face each other, and stretch all the way forward. Breathe in and out through your nose. Let the outer hips descend, then walk the hands back towards your shins. Change the cross of your shins. Cross the legs right at the shins, ankles in line with the knees. Interlace the fingers again. Take the other index finger on top. Turn the palms to face forward and raise your arms up. As your arms go up, let your inner shoulder blades drop down like someone tied little weights to your inner shoulder blades. But then firm the outer arms in and lift up through the thumb index finger side of the hand. Chin level to the floor. Turn your palms to face each other. Keep reaching and stretch all the way forward. Draw the navel up to your heart, and as you descend your thigh bones, see if you can lengthen the spine further. Especially breathe, spread across the hips, low back. Walk the hands back towards you, then come onto your hands and your knees. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. First dog of the day. Press the fingers down evenly, spread the fingers, root the hands down, even into the mat, lift up through the wrists and the forearms. Then walk the feet all the way forward, bend forward and down, Uttanasana. Interlace the hands behind your back, stretch your knuckles up and overhead. Breathe into the backs of your legs. Release the interlock of the hands, bring the hands onto the hips, press down into your heels, come all the way up to stand. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Step back to plank pose. Shift forward, lower slowly, Chaturanga. Lower down onto your belly. Flip the toes back. Inhale, low cobra. Roll the chest up, press the tops of the feet down. Feel the blades plug onto your back, elbows draw in and stretch towards the pinky toes. Good, then roll into upward facing dog. Roll the chest forward and up. Glide back, downward facing dog. Breathe steady in and out through your nose. Look in between your hands, step or jump forward and inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Press down into the feet, inhale, come up, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms to your side. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Step back and lower slowly, Chaturanga. Oh, actually, let's hold in plank and then roll to the outer edge of your right foot and come into side plank. Take the left arm up. Do your best to stack your left hip right up on top of your right, then stack your shoulders. Come back to plank pose. Roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Stack your hip, right hip forward up on top of your left, then take the right arm up. Open your chest, but without letting the hips twist open. Come back to plank pose. Press straight back to downward facing dog. Step your right foot all the way up to your right thumb. Come into the lunge, bring your hands to your hips, then upright your chest. Little bend in your back knee, raise the arms up. So with the back knee bent a little bit, lunge into the front heel. Feel the pelvis go into neutral, turn the hips to face forward. Then slowly start to straighten your back leg, but try not to let your belly sink. Lift your navel up as you straighten the back leg. Bring the hands back, step back to plank and lower to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step the left foot all the way up to your left thumb. Bring your hands to your hips and upright your chest. Give your back knee a little bit of a bend so you can lunge into your front heel. Let the left hip crease descend. Pelvis even, then raise the arms up. Now start to straighten the back leg. So reach your back inner leg longer. Push your back big toe mound down. See if you can lift the knee up a little bit higher without losing the neutrality of the pelvis. Bring the hands back down. Step back and lower to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Look in between the hands, bend the knees, jump or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, Ardha. Step or jump back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step the right foot, warrior one. Turn your back heel down, hug the right hip in, then reach the arms up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, stretch back through your toes. Exhale, down dog. Step the left foot, warrior one. Hug the left hip back in, raise the arms up, press through your back heel, reach up past your pinkies. Bring the hands back to the mat, step back to Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold in your down dog, hands shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart. Bend the knees, jump or step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose, bend the knees, sit your body back, raise your arms up. Press up to stand up, Samastiti. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, roll your chest forward. Step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step the right foot. Turn your back heel down. Inhale for warrior one, come on up. Then open up to your side, warrior two. So line up the feet, heel to arch. Make sure your back foot's a little pigeon-toed. Now as you push your right foot down evenly, turn your right knee open and bring your right outer hip under you. Then straighten the right leg, reach out for triangle pose. Lengthen out over your right leg, put the right hand down on the outside of the foot onto the blocker on the floor. With your left hand on your hip, lengthen through your right side waist. Draw your navel up to your chest, turn your chest, and then take your left arm up. Rebend your right knee. With your right knee bent, put your hand a foot in front of your pinky toe and step up to balance on your right leg. So you can use a block, especially if your right side waist is shortening. You want to feel that the right side, the 11th and 12th rib, the lowest ribs, are moving away from the right hip. Then see if you can lift your back leg up an inch above your hip. And as you draw your navel up, lift and turn your chest. Bring the left hand back down, bend the right knee and fold forward. Then squat down in between your legs. Bring the elbows onto the insides of the knees, Malasana, modified Malasana. Twist open to the left. So either bind your arms, you could wrap the right arm around the inside of the leg, left arm behind you and bind your fingers, or if that's too much to go for the bind, you just stretch the arms open wide. Otherwise, bind and hold here, breathe in and out through your nose. Good, then put the hands down and come into crow pose. Hook the knees into the outer upper arms. See if you can bring the heels up to the buttocks. Jump or step back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. From down dog, step the left foot. Warrior one. Inhale, raise the arms up. Open up to your side, warrior two. Reposition the feet heel to arch. Make sure that your left toes point out, right foot's a little pigeon-toed. Then spin the left knee open as you bring your outer left hip in. Lift up through your belly, lift your side chest. Broaden the chest through the reach of the arms. Straighten your left leg. Reach out over the straight left leg, triangle pose. So put the hand down, but try not to lose the length in the left side waist. You can see Jacob's trying to work the length of the left side waist, even though with the hand down it's difficult. Take the right arm up once you're steady. Again, turn the left thigh out, Then bring the left hip in. Bring the right hand to your hip. Bend your left knee again. Put your left hand a foot in front of your foot in line with your pinky toe. Use the block or put the hand on the floor. Step up to balance. Try not to let your left hip stick out behind you. So as you turn your left thigh from inside out, hug your left hip in over your ankle. Lift the back leg up, heel an inch above the hip. Then lengthen through the left side ribs away from the left hip. Pull 11th, 12th rib further from the left hip bone. Good, then bring the right hand down as you bend your left knee, fold forward over your legs. Take the feet outer hips distance apart, squat down in between your legs. Hands at prayer. Stay here or twist open to the right, binding the arms or just opening the arms straight out to twist. Then come back to center. Hook the knees into the outer upper arms. Balance on your arms again, crow pose. Look forward, jump or step back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. From down dog, step your right foot. Come up into warrior one, inhale. Then open to the side, warrior two. Reposition the feet. Turn your right knee open. Straighten the right leg. Pivot the right toes in so the feet are parallel. Interlace your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders back. Open your chest. And as you exhale, fold forward in between your legs. Press down evenly through your feet. Pull from your inner knees up into your hip sockets. Then place the hands onto the hips, press down into the feet, come back up. Spin the left thigh out. Come into extended side angle over the left leg. So put the elbow down onto the knee. Then take your right arm behind your back. Roll your right chest open. Stay there or go for the bind on the left leg. So bind up like you did in the squat if you did the bind. Otherwise, if you're not working the bind, you can just open up the arms. If you have the bind, hug your left hip in, lean back into the line of your left inner leg, and then see if you can start to straighten out your left leg some. Rebend the knee, come back up, then turn around to the front, come to warrior two over your right leg again. Bring the hands back down to the mat, step back, plank pose, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Step the left foot, warrior two. Inhale, come on up, raise the arms. Then open to your side. Reposition the feet, turn the left knee open. Good, now straighten your left leg, pivot your left toes in, so feet parallel, toes pointing straight ahead. Interlace the hands again, open the chest, roll the shoulders back, inhale. Exhale, fold forward in between your legs. So as you press down evenly through your feet, especially press your outer heel bones down and pull your inner knees up. Then see if you can lengthen a little bit further out over your legs. Place the hands on the hips, press down on the feet, inhale, come all the way up. Pivot the right foot out as you turn the left foot in a little bit. Set your forearm down onto your right thigh. So modified extended side angle. Stay here. Work on opening the chest, turning the right knee open. Stay there or take the left arm behind your back, right arm from under, and see if you could bind. So either the bind or the opened arm variation. Hold for a few breaths. Whichever one you're doing, bring your right hip in and try to lean your torso back into the line of your right inner leg. Good, now see if you can hold yourself back in that line of the right inner leg as you start to straighten out the right leg some. Try not to let yourself fold forward. Hug your right hip in, lean back into the line of your right big toe. Then rebend the knee, come back up, straighten the arms, turn back around over the left leg for warrior two. Circle the hands to the mat. Step back, lower slowly to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend knees, jump or step lightly to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Bring the hands onto the hips, push down into the feet, come all the way up to stand. Stand in Tadasana with the hands on the hips. Then cross your right ankle just above your left knee. Bring your hands to prayer. Start to sit back like you're sitting in a chair pose. Try not to let the hips twist. Keep the hip bones pointing forward. Stay here with the hands in prayer. Put your hands down. Work the shin into the upper arms and maybe lean into your arms in balance, flying pigeon. If the balance isn't coming, just work on leaning forward. Good, now bring that left leg back in, set the foot down, and come all the way back up to stand. Samastiti, stand with a state of balance between the feet, between right and left, between front and back. Stand tall. Bring the hands to the hips. Pick up the left leg without twisting your hips. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. So do Samastiti in the hips still. Balanced hips. Start to sit yourself back. Lean your chest out over your shin. Spin the left thigh out like you're practicing in the externals. Then maybe put the hands down or just stay there with the hands in prayer. So variation 1 is to stay with the hands in prayer. Variation 2 is to fold forward, put the hands down. Variation 3 is to hook the shin into the upper arms and maybe balance. Whichever one you're doing, your breath is the most important. Watch the breath. Breathe steady in and out through your nose. Good. Then slowly lower the foot back down if you had it up and come on up to stand. Step back to the front of your mat. Take a breath. Raise the arms up as you inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, float or step back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Step your right leg, warrior 1. Now float the arms to the side, lean your chest out over your knee. So get low, lean your chest right out over your knee, arms to your side, shoulder blades on your back. Then spin the back heel up and step up to balance on your right leg. Try not to let your hips open up to the left. Keep the hip bones pointing to the floor. Lift the back leg from the inner thigh. Now drive through your back heel and pull your navel up to your chest. Don't lose that work. Set the left fingertips down onto the block or onto the floor. I prefer using a block. Then roll the chest forward away from the hips. Draw the navel up to the chest. Roll the chest forward. Drive through your back heel. Think like it's plank from your back heel to the crown of your head. As you roll the chest open, maybe take the right arm up if you're steady. Lower the right hand and left leg. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Sit back into chair pose. Then twist. Take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Make sure that the knees don't twist. So draw the left knee back into alignment with the right. Knees tracking with the second toe. Then fold forward. Grab a hold of your big toes. Inhale, stretch your chest forward. Put your left hand on your hip. Then bend the knees as much as you need to and come on up to stand holding the right big toe. So if you can get your legs straight, holding a long spine, that's good. Otherwise, you might need to bend your right knee. Then change hands and twist. Keep the hips straight ahead, lift and turn from above your navel. So again, if you need to bend your right knee some because you're rounding in your spine, then you can bend your knee and lift your chest, and then see if you can work the leg more straight. Push the left heel down. Good, then look forward, take the arms straight up overhead. Then, without letting the right foot touch the floor, reach into Warrior 3. Just for a breath, find Warrior 3. Step back into Warrior 1. Arms go up. Stand on the back heel. Bring the hands to the mat. Step back, Vinyasa. Step your left foot, Warrior 1. Inhale, come on up. Then drop the arms to the side, lean your chest out over your knee. Spin your back heel up. Step up to balance on your left leg. Try not to let the hips open up to the right. Keep the hip bones pointing to the floor. Press evenly into the left foot, left hip stacked over the ankle. Then set the right hand down onto the block or on the floor underneath the right shoulder. Find your length. From your back heel to the back of your skull, lengthen. Then start to revolve the chest. Turn ribs, turn chest. Take the left arm up if you're steady. Lower the left hand down and fold forward, Uttanasana. Feet hip distance apart, sit back. Hands come to prayer. Then twist to your left. Take your right elbow to the outside of your knee. Chair twist. Sit the grooves of your hips, the crease of the hips further back as you stretch your chest forward. Then fold forward once more, fingertips down, grab a hold of your big toes, and as you inhale, stretch your chest forward. Exhale, bend forward and down. Bring the back of the skull towards the ankles, back ribs, back of the skull hang. Then bring your right hand to your hip, stretch your chest forward, bend your knees as much as you need to, and come on up to stand, holding your left big toe. Then change hands and twist. Keep the hip bone straight ahead. Lift and turn your chest. Look forward again. Raise the arms up. Try to lift your leg straight out in front of you, but try not to let your butt tuck under. Keep the pelvis in neutral. Without letting your left foot touch the floor, reach it back into Warrior 3. Bend your knee, step back into Warrior 1, raise the arms up. Spin your back heel up, bring your hands to prayer, and come into the twist. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. So you can stay in the twist, otherwise Jacob's showing us a fun little arm balance to try. Good. Bring your hands back to the mat. Step back, move through Vinyasa. Step the left foot, Warrior 1. Inhale, come on up. And spin the back heel up. Bring your hands to your prayer. Lean your chest out over your knee and twist. Take the elbow to the outside of the knee. So as you hold here in your twist, think of lengthening through your back inner leg. Left hip draws in, draw the navel up and the heart forward. Stay there. Or you can work on fun little arm balance variation. All right, bring the hands back down. Step back through Vinyasa. Step your right foot for Parsvottanasana. Step the right foot in between the hands. Step your back foot a few inches closer. Straighten both legs. Bring the hands to the hips and come on up to stand. Then see if you can bring your hands into reverse prayer. Tricky pose to get the hands in prayer position behind your back. So you could also press your knuckles together in your upper back if they don't go all the way up there. Then start to fold forward halfway out over your leg. Stretch into the back heel. push the right inner foot, draw the right hip back in. Then inhale, come back up. Interlace your hands, roll your shoulders back, inhale. And as you exhale, fold all the way out over your right leg. Bring the hands to the mat. Step up to balance on your right leg, standing splits. Lift the back leg from the inner thigh. Then stay there. You might want to try to hook your right knee into your arm and balance Ekapada Bakasana. Whichever one you're doing, make your way back to down dog now through a vinyasa or not. Step the left foot. Parsvatanasana. Step your back foot about 6 inches closer. Straighten the left leg as best you can. Bring the hands onto the hips and come on up. Bring the hands into reverse prayer or just press the knuckles together in your upper back. Roll the chest open as you inhale, broaden across your collarbones, then exhale, fold forward halfway. So press your left inner foot down, cut the left hip back and in, and as you pull your navel up, stretch your sternum forward. Press down on the feet, come back up. Interlace your hands behind your back. Take the other index finger on top, roll the shoulders back, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Keep the left hip hugged in. Then place the hands down, keeping your left hip hugged in over your ankle. Lift your back leg up from the inner thigh. Work on your standing splits. Or if you want to try to hook your left knee into your outer upper arm and balance, kind of tricky. Whichever one you're working on, make your way back to down dog through a vinyasa or not. Then bend the knees. Float or step lightly to the front of your mat. Then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Then sit your body back a couple more inches. Sit a couple more inches. See if you can sit your buttock slowly all the way down to the floor and come into boat pose, Navasana. Now in boat pose, try not to let your lower back sink back. Okay, now actually lower the lower back down to the floor now and take your right leg up. Then change legs. Take the left leg up. Then take the right leg up. Change legs. Take the left leg up. Alright, then come back up into boat pose. Cross your legs. Jump or step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Shift forward into plank pose. Come into plank on your forearms. Bring your elbows in under your shoulders. Take your hands shoulder width apart. Press your toe mounds down into the floor. Then walk into down dog on your forearms. So you hold in down dog on your forearms. Now take the left leg up from the inner thigh. Try not to let the shoulders twist. Lower that leg back down. Lift the right leg up from the inner thigh. Try not to let your shoulders twist. Keep the forearms pressed down evenly. Lower that leg back down. Maybe work on balancing if you can balance. Otherwise, just hold with both legs down. Work on turning the armpits forward and plugging the shoulder blades in like I had my knee in your upper back. Try not to let your upper spine sink. Good. Then from here, set the knees down, come into down dog. From down dog, step your right foot up to your right thumb, lower your back knee down. Then bring your hands to your right knee and upright your chest. Breathe into the front of the left hip. Take your arms up as you inhale. Then bring your hands back down and straighten your right leg for half splits. Flex the foot, pull the toes back towards you, maybe slide your heel forward a couple inches so you can breathe length into the back of your right leg. Stretch your chest forward towards your big toe. Draw the right hip back as you reach to the right big toe mound. Then rebend your right knee, step back to downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, lower your back knee down. Point the toes back, bring your hands to your left knee and upright your chest. As you inhale, raise the arms up overhead. Bring the hands back down. Half splits. Straighten your left leg, slide your left heel forward a couple of inches, and then flex the foot. Pull the toes back towards your face. Come up high into the fingertips and roll the chest forward. Push through your left big toe mound as you lift from the big toe mound up through the hip socket. Rebend your knee, step back to downward facing dog. Look in between the hands, jump or step to seated. And then lie onto your back. Bring the heels close to your buttock, take the feet hip distance apart, press the heels down, lift your hips up, come into bridge pose. So as you hold the mat, rotate the outer arms, or rotate the inner arms towards the outer arms. Spin the arms out, press the upper arm bones down, and try to roll up under the tops of your shoulders. Then lower yourself back down slowly. One more time, go into bridge pose, or press up for wheel pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Go up, 5 breaths. Lower yourself back down. Take a deep breath. Last back bend, bridge or Urdhva Dhanurasana. Go up for 5 breaths. Slowly lower yourself back down. Rest on your back. Then gently bring the legs in for happy baby. Reach onto the insides of the knees. Grab a hold of the outsides of the feet. Let the lower back spread and release. And then hug the knees into the chest. Gently roll yourself up to seated. Stretch the legs out in front of you in Dandasana, and I recommend sitting on a block or a blanket. Bring your right heel in towards your hip, reach your right arm up as you inhale, and stretch your right arm on the inside of your right leg. Wrap your arm around your leg, see if you can bind your fingers. As you inhale, lift your chest, and as you exhale, fold towards your left foot. Roll the left inner thigh down, press through the left inner foot. Then come back up, change legs, bring the left heel in, take the left arm up as you inhale. As you exhale, reach on the inside of the leg, wrap the left arm around, and then see if you can bind your hands. As you hold here, breathe evenly in and out through your nose, 5 deep breaths. As you inhale, come back up. Then bring your legs into double pigeon if possible. Cross the ankle right on the outside of the knee instead of on the inside of the knee. And start to fold forward. If double pigeon is impossible, you could just cross your legs at the middles of the shins. Then come back up. Change the cross of your legs. And again, either cross the legs at the middle of the shins, or if your hips are more open, you could cross your other ankle on the outside of your knee. But you want that ankle to hang out off the outside of the knee. Come back up. Uncross the legs. Stretch the legs straight out in front of you. Sit in Dandasana. Sit up tall. Inhale. Raise the arms up and overhead. Exhale, reach out for your feet. Paschimottanasana, seated forward stretch. Then inhale, lift your chest, come back up, and lie on the back. Corpse pose, Savasana. So thank you so much for watching. Just want to remind you to make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you've been enjoying the videos. And if you feel like you'd like to donate, there's a donation button on the main page of the channel. So make sure here to take at least a few minutes If you have 5 minutes more, then you should take it, just to let all the benefits of your practice start to sink in. Let the body drop, especially feel the sacrum and the back of the skull feel very heavy. And no more doing, so just let the body drop and let go of the control of your breath. See if you can just watch your breath for the next few minutes. And when you feel yourself getting pulled back into the thoughts, on the next exhalation, just bring yourself back to watching the breath.